he's going to do his. For those of y'all who may not be from the South, who heard the term "idiot" a lot, idiot is just an idiot without a D in it. No, a D in it.
Yeah, it's a J instead of a D.
Yeah, it's an idiot. But it's not really. He's not really an idiot. He's what I like to call it's what I like to call a pest.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. But I don't think if he keeps kicking people in the cojones, then yeah, he'll be a problem. But stop kicking people in the cojones. If you want to be an irritant, be an irritant. Just stop kicking people in the nuts.
Yeah, it's Draymond Green. It's kind of like a you don't know what you're gonna get with him sometimes.
He's a gnat.
He brings it there, and you appreciate the effort and everything like that. But he's an emotional guy, you know. Even during the February 27th game against the Thunder, he went off against D. Kerr saying, "I'm not a robot," and Kerr told him to sit down. He's like, "MF, make me come sit down." Never been reported that, and Lisa Salsa was reporting it, and they was, you know, the few of those reports talking about nothing happened, and then after they 24 straight win against the Celtics in double overtime, they was going to actually rest the stars for the rest of the season. But Draymond Green made this passionate speech about, you know, chasing history. So they canceled that plan. So he's a little bit of a mixed kettle and pot, man. I don't know. It's one of those guys that, you know, if he does something real outlandish, man, you don't want him to, you know, hurt the morale of the team. Because there's the rumors about him and Clay getting into it all the time at practice. Space was the one that actually brought it up, talking about, you know, he's a hothead, man. He really is. So I don't know how you control this guy like this, but, you know, he does bring so much to the team. But I'm wondering if he's one of those guys that, you know, if he was to get traded, you know, how would he look somewhere else? He fits with the Warriors pretty well. I don't know. I just feel like that if they was to, you know, make a decision on, you know, these four guys, he's got to be the one like, okay, well, we're going to, you know, keep three of these guys. Which one I want to get rid of? Draymond Green is probably the first guy they're going to look at and get rid of if they had a choice. So that's how I look at it. I don't think he not going to prevent them long-term sets because he's a heck of a ball player. But I'm not. He's
just a pest.
Yeah, he's just a pest. So.
I mean, hey, I agree. I mean, I wish that the Bulls didn't pass up on him in the draft.
Yeah. So, I mean,
that would have been a good opportunity, especially now with Rondo, and D Wade. And Jimmy Butler, throw Draymond Green in there, that would be awesome. Although I don't know what you guys are doing getting Michael Carter-Williams. I didn't like that.
I mean, I like it, but then again, it's like, so you want to just get rid of another shooter when we don't have shooters? Like, come on, man.
All right, go ahead, Ken. What you going to say?
Draymond Green, I like him, and y'all can kill me or whatever if you want to. He's a more talented Lance Stevenson.
I was just thinking the same thing, Kevin.
No, that's
hold on, we can't keep agreeing.
No, bro, you're in my mind. Let me tell you, I'm thinking if you're gonna get into somebody's head correctly, don't kick them. Why don't you blow in their ear?
Yeah, right, and then have a bunch of memes made after you.
Speak sweet nothings to them.
There you go. All right, out of these five players, give me your top three MVP for this season.
You want to have my
LeBron James, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. Start you, Kevin. Who's your top three out of these five that's your MVP candidates that you're looking at?
LeBron, Russell, and probably they're going to put Harden in it just because he scores a lot of points.
All right. Nick?
I'm on board with Kevin 100%. And the only reason why you can't keep Steph and KD in that, it's not just because they're on the same team. I mean, that's a huge part of it. But, I mean, again, these guys are just going to have to share it. There's not going to be one guy that's more dominant than the other on that team by a significant amount. So, I mean, you got to go with LeBron. You got to go with Westbrook and Harden because it's most valuable to the team. And I honestly think, I mean, I'm not a huge LeBron fan, as Cortez knows, but I have a feeling that he's going to get it this year. He hasn't gotten in, 4 years or something like that?
Thanks, man.
Hey, no problem. But he deserves it, man. And he's the backbone of that team. He's the talent on that team. Not that they don't have talent other than him, but, I mean, he deserves it. Come on. You got to be real. And that's being a basketball fan.
He's arguably every year.
He's a front runner every year, no doubt. He should not be. There's no way that he can't be a front runner every year. It's LeBron James. Come on.
Every year he should win the damn trophy.
I don't know about every year,
if you
but
take him,
he's a front runner every year.
If you take him off any team that he's on, they shrink by 20, 30 wins.
Look what happened when he left Cleveland to go to Miami, and then
that's just what happened.
Believe me, I get it.
Yeah. He should win it every year because he is arguably the most valuable player in the league. But
in the world. In
anywhere he can go to Taiwan and make a 50-win team in the end. But it's just they can't. I understand why they give it to different people because they don't want. Because especially if one guy comes out and has this stellar year, LeBron can be doing his consistent thing to where he's putting up MVP numbers, but they're going to give it to somebody else because they're like, look, LeBron, look here, dude. You've already won enough of them. All you're wanting to win is championships. Now, can we give it to somebody? It's like to ask permission from you.
It's chasing the Jordan legacy. That's what it's about. It's chasing the Jordan legacy.
Oh, yeah. And even Mike, in his career, he wasn't really – his MVPs were, let me win finals MVPs. I'll take those. You can get the regular season MVPs to whoever. But the finals MVP, that's mine. I'll take those.
Fair enough.
And that's what LeBron needs. LeBron needs to be like, look over here. You have all those. I'll take the finals MVPs. You let me have the finals MVPs and we're good to go. And that should be his mindset now. Don't worry about if they skip you over the league MVP. Just worry about getting that finals MVP. Because that's where your legacy, that's where his legacy lies.
Yeah.
It's not during the regular season. His legacy lies in the postseason. Because that's what he gets most butchered about. And that's what he gets most praised about.
Yep.
So go and do your thing there. Don't worry about who they give it to during the regular season. Let them keep giving them to James Harden and those guys in the world. Because you know what? James Harden ain't ever going to win a ring. So we ain't got to worry about that. And we ain't ever got to worry about him winning no finals MVP. Because they ain't ever going to get it.
Gotcha.
So just let LeBron just take your finals MVPs and that's your MVP.
Mike?
So I got a little bit of a spin on
Don't
MVP.
agree with me again.
I completely think that the translation of the award is completely lost.
Yep.
When you can be dubbed as the best player on the planet, there should be no reason you should not win it every year. Jordan should have won more than 6, to me. But they get tired of giving it to the same person. Whatever the excuse is, LeBron to me hands down is the number one front runner and will win the MVP this year. Personally, I don't think Steph Curry and Kevin Durant should even be on this list. I'll go ahead and say that now. Because they're going to take touches and take votes and take points and take whatever away from each other. So when I think of that, I'm thinking, okay, KD and Russ Westbrook, neither one of them would have won it because it's hard to decide between the two. And then you've also got CP3 and Blake Griffin also in the talks all the time.
What?
You can't do that. You can't do that. So to me, my number 2 runner-up to LeBron James would be Kawhi Leonard.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, especially if they decide to let Aldridge get, if they decide to trade him before the end of the season, because word is he's unhappy in San Antonio.
There's been rumors, yep.
So I throw him there. My number 3 would be Russell Westbrook, and I'll strictly say why is because the MVP has never gone outside, I think, of maybe one person. It's never gone to a person that's in a seed lower than 2. So I don't see OKC being even in the top 4 come playoff time. I see them being a 6, around that time because they're going to need to gel together. It's going to be Russ's team. They lose a huge scorer, and they got to build that back up with Victor Oladipo and however they're going to make it. But I still see them making the playoffs. But I don't give it to Westbrook only because of the fact that they will not be in that top 1 or 2 seed. If he averages a triple-double like we should be expecting, we can talk then because that can make up for 5 other seeds to say, you know what, this guy's done something nobody since Oscar Robertson has done.
Yep. All right, well, listen, this is me included, and I'm a talk for everybody that do this because LeBron does get overlooked a lot for the MVP award, and even me doing it, I think in my back of my head like this is the best player in the planet, everything like that. But you know what? I'm just gonna go a different route, and I think a lot of writers do this, and they should. This is what it is. They expect LeBron to be great. They expect it already, so that's why I feel like he get overlooked a bunch of times that he should have. and that shouldn't be the case. And I'm doing that while I'm speaking right now because I picked Russell's going to be my MVP. But definitely, LeBron greatness shouldn't go unlooked like it should have. But the reason I'm going with Russell is because that 2015 season that Kevin Durant went down with that foot injury, that last 3 months, he was averaging like...
That boy was an animal.
Yeah, 30 points throughout that whole month, man. He's got no pressure, Kevin Durant. This is his team. And a pissed-off Russell Westbrook, the ball's in his hands. Victor Oladipo can guard the other team's best player. So all Russell got to do is focus on offense. Yeah, I got him. LeBron's second, James third in that vote in there. But there's no doubt that, we shouldn't really, and Kevin said this plenty of times on the podcast years ago, he was always repeating this, that, like, we should not overlook the greatness of LeBron James. And sometimes we do, including me. And it's sad, but it shouldn't be that case.
He's the thing we look at now and we take for granted. It was like watching Mike back in the day. You were like, hey, you got Mike.
Yeah.
And now you watch LeBron, you're like...
Remember the transition we went through when Jordan left? We was like, oh my gosh. NBA
yeah, you were always looking for somebody. You were
bad, dude.
You were always looking for somebody. Granted, you had McGrady when he went to Orlando, and they talked about him taking the ring. Bad part was everybody was trying to find the next Michael
That's what
Jordan.
they were doing. Yeah.
That was the bad part. You had Kobe. Yeah, you had Kobe. You had some other guys, but everybody was too busy trying. Everybody was busy trying to find the next Michael Jordan instead of enjoying your Tracy McGrady's, your Kobe. People enjoyed Kobe, but they were always Allen Iverson. People were always trying to compare everybody to Mike instead of just enjoying people for what they were. When you enjoy people for what they were, is now when we have that new generation of basketball players that we can enjoy.
Yep. So
can I say something about Russell Westbrook real quick, though?
Yeah, go for
it. So I can agree, that he could be a front runner, like I said. Should he average the triple-double, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But a pissed-off Russell Westbrook also turns the ball over, too.
Very true.
So how are they going to look at it with how many points you score compared to how many turnovers you're going to have? The turnovers could hurt him, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is a great transition to see how Russell Westbrook really grows and actually matures, not only in himself, but as the team leader and as a definitive scorer and overall player. I would love to see somebody be that person.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Russell Westbrook is going to be Raphael in the Ninja Turtles. Everybody always says he looks like a Ninja Turtle. He's going to be Raphael. He's just going to get mad, and he's going to take things upon himself when he doesn't need to take them upon himself, and it's going to end up hurting him a little bit. But then,
I'd rather see Westbrook. I mean, if he's going to make turnovers, make them in the first half and not in the crucial moments in the second half and in the fourth quarter, especially like we've so seen him do. And I mean, even when KD was on the team and healthy or whatever the case might be, you're sitting there watching KD clapping his hands, give me the ball, and this dude isn't even looking to pass the ball at all. And again, there comes your turnovers. He's trying to force stuff up. He's taking full speed 15-foot jumpers. I mean, like Mike said, I mean, the turnovers is going to be what makes or breaks him.
And I think that's what's going to take a lot of pressure on that. He don't have to pass Kevin Durant anymore, so those turnovers will go off because of that. Because they would coach like, well, pass to Kevin Durant. Well, do this. Be yourself. But pass to Kevin Durant.
Well,
like,
I think
it was in his ears like, well, do this and do that. So he doesn't have that pressure. This is his team. And I think that you'll see a more controlled Russell Westbrook.
I think with the addition of Oladipo and everything, the one guy that we look over when we're talking about Westbrook and everything is Billy Donovan. I've seen Billy work some strange magic with some lesser stuff. So I think Billy is going to have Victor try to take having the ball handling ability out of Russell. Why did I call him Russell Wilson? See, I'm ready for football again.
Football.
But I see him taking it out of Westbrook's hand a little bit, giving it to Oladipo, letting him kind of bring it down the court and everything, and then kind of setting up Russell to go doing his thing on the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah.
So I kind of see him taking the ball out of his hands and not making him the primary ball distributor and the ball bringer-upper and everything. I kind of see him just taking it away from him a little bit and letting him be able to get into a flow more so without the ball in his hand and with the ball in his hand to try to cut down on the turnover. But that's because I've watched Billy for so long that I kind of know Billy's ways of getting people involved in the game in a different kind of way.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm a Gator fan. What?